What is up, YouTube? Live via satellite here, and today we are talking Kingdom. In particular, guys, today we are discussing my thoughts after watching the first 4 episodes of Season 3. Alright guys, so I went into this anime not knowing what to expect, but hoping for the best. When I sat down in front of my TV to watch the first episode of Season 3, I was surprised the range of emotions that I went through. I found myself extremely excited that for the first time since like 2014, I was going to be able to watch a brand new episode of Kingdom, while at the same time feeling extremely nervous that if this show is bad, this could possibly be the last chance for Kingdom to have an anime. But after I summoned up the courage to press play, and after sitting on the edge of my seat for roughly about 25 minutes, I found myself thinking as the end credits wrapped up, that wasn't too bad. Then over the course of the next few weeks, I went on to watch episodes 2, 3, and 4. And it's a shame that now after this most recent episode, the anime is going to have to go on hiatus for a little bit due to the virus. Because all in all, guys, I have been enjoying these episodes. It's actually something I look forward to on a weekly basis. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what, it's damn good. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't enjoy this anime, you probably don't like the manga either, because let me tell you, I've been going back through each episode and I've actually been comparing it with the manga, and this anime almost panel for panel stays true to the manga. And that was definitely an issue in previous seasons that it seems as if they've learned from, because even though they did try to keep the semblance of the story together, they did cut a lot of stuff out. I mean, they wouldn't just cut the scene, they'd cut somebody out of the scene, you know what I mean? But in a new season, it's cool because you don't see too much of that. I mean, in the first episode, yes, they use a little bit of filler to kind of like bridge the gap between Season 2 and Season 3. But after that, the minute N comes up the stairs, I'm telling you, it's almost panel for panel. I mean, you can literally follow along with the manga in hand. It's that close. And I love it because it keeps the soul of the source material. That's why I do not think it's a coincidence that each and every one of these episodes has moments where there's so much hype and so much greatness that you literally get goosebumps watching it. Episode 1, Sei's speech to boost morale. Episode 2, the gathering of the generals. Episode 3, arriving at Kankoku Pass, the Duke's infamous charge. Episode 4, the raising of the flags and Shin's speech to Dukyo's men. All these moments get the adrenaline pumping, and what's surprising to me is that some of these moments feel just as impactful as the manga. This anime in general has improved on so many levels, and I'm not just talking about the main things like the artwork and the music. I'm talking all the way down to the minor details, like those little subtle things. Something just as simple as hearing like the flags flapping in the wind, the noise someone's armor makes as they take a step, the overall sound of war and fighting on the battlefield. All of these things together I think help to make it a more immersive experience. The only thing that kind of breaks that immersion for me as a manga reader is simply the fact that the anime, instead of the Japanese names, uses the Chinese names. And for someone who's used to using the Japanese names, this can be a huge distraction. And even though this is a huge deal breaker for most people, I've come to the point now where I'm starting to think it would be best to just know both sets of names. Because it seems like anything that comes out officially in English is going to utilize the Chinese names. So think about it, even if we finally get the manga in English, which names do you think they're going to use? And since we're on a topic of distractions, even though I believe for the most part the art is on point, it does have the tendency just to be outright bad at some points. And lucky for us, these moments seem to be few and far between, and it's not usually that big a deal when it mostly happens during like minor events. But I think when it comes to major iconic scenes, this cannot be allowed to let fly. For example, out of all 4 of these episodes, there was just one time that I think they really dropped the ball. And that has to be, at least for me, episode 2 when the generals were gathering. The anime was doing so well with the music and following the pace of the manga, showing you step for step how the generals are arriving, until you get to the most iconic panel of them all, where the top generals of Chin are standing there looking amazing. And in the manga, this moment is like so iconic. You see this panel like all the time. And then for the anime to drop this turd of a still right here, it just was like, what? And it's just a missed opportunity, and frankly it's just a shame because like I said, for the most part the art's good. I feel like in the studio they have all these great artists, right? And then you got this guy right here who's like the boss's nephew, who's like a so-so artist, but he just needs a job. And because he's family, his uncle feels obligated to help him out. And then we get this. At least that's my rational explanation. Yeah, but like I said, that was my big major flaw, and I really don't want to dwell on that, because for the most part, this anime is amazing, and if you're a fan of Kingdom, you're probably gonna love it. But getting back to the good, I really think this anime does a great job with pacing. Each episode covers roughly about 3.5 to 4 chapters worth of material. And if you're wondering what episodes go with each chapter, I'll actually put that in the description below. And even though they're covering that many chapters in one sitting, it never really feels rushed to me. And I know it was a concern for some people of how they were going to cover so many chapters and the amount of episodes that they had scheduled for season 3. But after watching it, I gotta say, they're doing a great job squeezing everything in there. There's not a lot of wasted time in each episode, and they keep each episode kind of flexible. For example, before the intro even starts, they usually cover a little section that was left out from the previous chapter. Like how the Kyokai stuff at the beginning of episode 4 is actually the ending for chapter 272. So it might seem like you're covering a lot of chapters numbers wise, but sometimes you're just getting a little snippet of a chapter like right before the opening. And since we're talking about the opening, guys, I think both the opening and the endings are like excellent. And you know, just the music throughout the whole anime, right? And I guess it's to be expected, right? Because the whole soundtrack is awesome. I mean, when you got the man who does Attack on Titan's music coming through, only good things should be expected. So I'm telling you, man, do yourself a favor, get a good pair of headphones, sit down and watch these episodes and just prepare to be amazed. Especially episode 4, man. That part where Riboku's talking about Keisha and the Duke's different styles. Man, that one right there was hitting. But honestly, guys, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you guys. The main reason I'm loving the anime right now is simply because it's just fun. I right now am getting to see animated one of my favorite arcs in manga of all times. And it's beautiful. I'm getting to watch all the states invade and all try to take on one state. I'm getting to see all that tension build up. I'm getting to see Ryofui, one of the most coolest level-headed people in the series, completely lose his shit. I'm getting to see the King of Ki in all his splendor and weirdness. I get to see Gohime analyzing and sizing Riboku up. I get to see Ordo in all his glory, and I'm not gonna spoil it for the anime only people, but I love Ordo. And I'm even getting to see things that I didn't even notice before. For example, when the generals of the coalition are gathering, and when we see Kanmei go and take a seat and it literally like disintegrates underneath him, it's supposed to kind of be funny and show you that Kanmei is such a big dude that the seat can't handle him. But it wasn't until I saw the anime that I realized that that actually had a double meaning. It wasn't meant just to be funny. Horror also meant for it to symbolize that Ki had broken its alliance with the coalition army, and that there wasn't going to be another general sitting in that seat. Now, why I never noticed this before? I don't know. But I think it's awesome that I noticed it for the first time watching the anime. And I could go on and on and on, guys, but the final thing that we need to discuss when it comes to the anime, when it comes to season number 3, has to be the violence, the blood, the gore, right? It kind of seems to me like they're taking a little bit of a middle ground with that, because we haven't had too many major deaths yet, so we really don't know. But in the first episode, when we saw Renbukun take out Doken, they didn't show his head get crushed, but it was strongly implied, and the blood splashing all over his face. I don't know, I really didn't mind it, but it's not as graphic as the manga, obviously. But the way the scene went, you still get the point. So like I said, guys, the anime is not perfect, but it's not bad at all. I mean, I've actually been enjoying it, and it seems like everybody else is too. And the reason I think so is because since this anime has come out, especially over the last few weeks, it seems like to me there's a lot of new people reading Kingdom. Like, you're seeing it all over Twitter. I'm even getting it in my own comments a bit, where people are asking me what chapter to pick up from where the last episode left off. And you know how it is with Kingdom, you're usually gonna binge it. So a lot of these people are catching up, and you know, it's a great time to be catching up. Don't want to spoil it, but shout outs to Shin. So I'm really interested to see what you guys have been thinking about the anime so far. I personally think it's something that we as a community should be supporting to show the powers that be how we feel about Kingdom. This way, you never know, if they see all this support down here, maybe one day we'll actually get that English version of the manga as well. But anyway, guys, that about does it for this video. If you haven't been watching the anime, check it out. Let me know what you think, and feel free to talk about it in the comment section below. Hopefully it's back soon so we can all get back to the greatness. Peace out.